Alright, here's the part that all of my co-commentators were anxiously waiting for.
Yay!
So, Silver's Dusty Desert.
Quick question: was there a Portuguese dub of this game?
No,
Why
Dwebs.
should it be?
The only video game company, Dwebs, that actually makes Portuguese dubs, and by that I mean Portugal dubs, is Sony. There's
Good question.
Oh wait, hold on,
Yeah.
this line coming up.
So it was like, ugh.
If I find Sonic, I'll help you find who you're looking for, Silver.
I smell a sitcom.
God help me.
Silver.
This is so beautiful.
Does it though?
Also,
Wait,
his head
what?
is twitching so much.
Everything is so great here, isn't it? The sky
Everything's
is
not on
gorgeous.
fire.
It's a fucking desert.
Everyone is happy. Can you not see
I
everyone
get.
in this Tesla?
Okay, I get Silver's reaction, because he's more used to seeing everything on fire.
Wait a minute. I call
But,
bullshit.
But
Well,
Go ahead,
They're
Dwebs, finish.
standing on the sand. They should be sinking.
Go ahead, Dwebs, finish.
Oh my God,
like I
she's
said,
right.
like I said, okay, Silver reacting to something that isn't made out of fire. But deserts are the most boring location for a video game ever. How can you describe a desert positively?
I guess he's been stuck in Crisis
By
City for so
compa-
long.
well,
that
like
Dusty
you
Desert
yourself
looks
said,
amazing.
like you yourself said, Dwebs, it looks beautiful by comparison. Anyway,
also, I love how they started outside the desert, but they went to level itself actually started inside.
you had something to say, Shiro, by the way?
count-
Shiro?
No, I already said it. But
Yeah.
if you want me to repeat, then they should have been sinking, standing on that sand out there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. She
I
already
can
said
count
that
on one
too.
hand. I can count on one hand the number of games and films I've seen where they've been half or mostly set in a desert that I've actually
God.
enjoyed.
Balls.
So yeah, I guess the ancients who made this temple really liked the game of billiards.
Yeah. It's
Also, metal I don't care about. Go on.
to finish your answering your question, Drips. Like occasionally there might be like, well, forget about Nintendo Portugal because at best we'll get like Super Mario 3D Land was fully translated in Portuguese, but that's it. The voices were the same, which again I would never want anyone to replace Charles Martinet, so that's fine for me. But there's the occasional. Actually, back then, back in the 90s, there was the occasional dub from maybe the Yugo games did get dubbed over here. But for the most part, and especially considering nowadays it's only Sony really. Sony Portugal is the only one who's actually providing actual Portuguese dubs of video games. Nobody else does it. Not even. I mean, Nintendo at best will translate a Mario game, but that's about it.
Oops, sorry, Pedro. You messed up on that last one. It's okay
There
though.
we go.
Thankfully, though, it's only one. Basically, the way these balls work is generally this. You have a set number of hits to do things with these balls, basically get them in the right holes. Thing is, though, when they get impacted enough, that counts as a hit. They will also count down automatically on their own time-wise, so you're also on a time limit with the balls.
Because of course we will.
Now, some ball puzzles are merciful, some are not.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
The sand doesn't kill you; it just moves you. It just sends you back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
However, watch out for the spikes in the sand, though.
Basically, what you do is just fly over everything because right near the door, there's a thing to open it, as you're about to see. Hold on. Well, actually, no, never mind. I'm confusing this for the next room.
Oh boy, here we go with Demi.
Alright, everybody. Amy Rose is the worst character in the entire game. Why? First thing, she's slow as molasses. Second, remember her her hammer attack from the Sonic Adventure 1? Well,
Yeah, it was awesome. It was big. You know, the hammer was huge because, of course, it's with Amy and hammer space.
Well, now it has literally next to no range at all. It's literally incredibly hard to hit enemies with it. Oh, and she can go and she can go invisible.
Become invisible.
And how exactly does this tie in with her character? And how the hell can she turn invisible?
She wants to spy.
Well, believe it or not,
Sonic.
remember there was an earlier line where she says that she can now sense Sonic's presence using the power of girly intuition.
What does that have to do with turning invisible?
I think early intuition means you can be invisible.
Oh, and by the way, her double jump is terrible. Why? Because when you do double jump, it cuts off all your momentum, and so if you try, even if you try pressing forward, like she would move forward very slowly. So her double jump is very useless for platforming.
Again, what's the point of waiting for those platforms when you can just stand on that ledge?
Let's humor the game devs into thinking we actually care. But yeah, you know what's funny though?
They probably did care. The problem
see,
was...
notice that. That double jump that I just made. That double jump that I just made, I was holding forward. That's how bad the momentum is in the double jump.
I mean, on the one hand, the double jump...
I guess, Joe, the problem was it was misplaced effort and guys who got 5 minutes left to finish the game.
So,
how does that even work, like stopping midway? Anyway, go ahead, Joe, sorry.
With Amy's double jump, it can potentially, you can use it to break the game, and sometimes because if you actually hold the X button the right time, she'll do an incredibly high one. Although, like Pedro said, the problem is her air momentum, which is funny. This is sort of like her double jump from Sonic Battle, which was a fighting game, not a platformer. Huh.
Why reference that of all things?
To be fair,
well, we already referenced Sonic X, so the sky's the limit at this point.
To be fair, Sonic Battle actually does have overall good movesets for the characters, all things considered. It's just, that was a fighting game. It doesn't work the best here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, Amy's hammer in Adventure 1 was nice and big so that you had a good wide attack that would allow you to attack enemies without, you know, well, having to risk yourself. So here, her hammer is tiny. Like, that's kind of out of character even for Amy. Like, I know that's...
It's tiny, and yet it actually looks like it makes some kind of impact when it really shouldn't.
Like, why did they make her hammer tiny? Why did they make her attacks lose a lot of their range that they had before? And why did they make her even slower than she was in Adventure? I mean, she wasn't the fastest.
Someone at Sonic Team doesn't like Amy.
Yeah, it's like when I mean, she was fast enough, all things considered, for Adventure 1. I mean, she was medium speed, let's call it. I mean, like, well, she could speed up occasionally, especially if you got the speed up shoes, but she wasn't slow as molasses as she is here.
There you go.
Also, these characters can be hit by bullets, but not those exploding blocks.
You missed the one up.
Yeah.
Like I care.
Oh, no.
I have 99 lives, Dwibs. Like, why should I even bother?
99 problems and the lives ain't one.
99 problems and ball puzzles ain't one.
It is actually.
Oh shit. Also,
the shock bracelet should have been default ability, for fuck's sake.
Also, why does Eggman have robots here? Shouldn't it have been for the sake of having enemies, you know, Mephiless monsters?
Yeah. You know, Sonic 06 was... You know, Sonic Adventure 1 was made in a time when games weren't expected to have that deep a story, and yet that game actually went out of its way to facilitate why stuff where it was. Like, it had a fully fleshed out story. So why is this game skimping out on that so badly?
I have no idea.
Like, even Sonic Heroes, which had a basic story, easily explains why there's robots in all the areas you're there.
Also, another thing that... Also, everybody, a little pre-warning, by the way, and I will be pointing out when it does become relevant. One of my biggest pet peeves with Silver's story is going to come up in this part. It's something that I don't really hear anyone mentioning. For some reason, I never understood that. I mean, Johnny did briefly mention it in his LP of this game. But aside from him, I never heard any major Sonic YouTuber or even anyone in SSMB mentioning this clearly major oversight on part of the writers. But again, I'll bring it up when it becomes relevant.
Alright.
What, the fact that Elise keeps getting kidnapped 86 million times?
No, everybody and their mother already pointed that out.
Oh no, you missed the medal.
Oh no, I've missed the medal. Now I'll be able to get the all silver medals achievement to show how much of a fucking loser I am.
Well, again, it's the 360 version, so you at least get...
Yes, I can show off the... Yes, it's just...
As a person who loves getting trophies, even in shitty games, I think it's one case where don't even bother on this one.
It's not
well, like I told you, Teo, and it's still on sale. Like I told you, Teo, Fairfence Ref on the PS4 is a very easy platinum. I can tell you that.
Never.
gonna be announced at Microsoft E3, guys. A combo heart game is... Well, actually, you know what? No. Considering how the new Neptunia game is coming
They'll never do that, Joe, but they have their install base on the PlayStation consoles. So, I mean, there's...
Well,
anyway, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The ball puzzle. Alright, first...
Okay.
Alright, here's what it is. I have to get this ball across without falling in the holes. I'm gonna first try it legit once. However, I'm gonna fuck up, and then I'm gonna go like, fuck it. Because, you know, like,
well,
I'm not...
just by the first hole.
So...
That was incredibly lucky.
The problem is
Yeah.
that the physics of this stupid ball are terrible, and it's incredibly unreliable. So there we go, now I
And
get...
like I said, you also have the ball counter to worry about.
Yeah, there you go,
Again,
and it fell.
silver... Now, let's see what you actually have to go through. You have to get it right. Oh, by the way, the boxes are hiding that long drop.
Not just
And
that, they don't cushion at
I
all.
can hear the
Oh,
end.
you want to know what's even better, though? It's like, well, literally, the one hole you have to get is over there. And yet there's... The only way you can tell is that that one has arrows on it.
Not that it matters, though, because here's the interesting thing. Even the developers themselves realize they're going to spend an eternity trying to solve this ball puzzle because they made the time bonus incredibly forgiving. And as a result, if you manage to immediately use this glitch that I just used, you're pretty much guaranteed an S rank because the time. Look at that! I almost got an S rank on time bonus alone. The developers knew.
You did get an S rank, Pedro.
I know. Oh no, I meant that I almost got it on time bonus alone. That's what I meant. Because the time bonus was
The thing is,
48,000.
I don't really use glitches, or rather, translation. I didn't really know how to use them, so I did that legitimately only.
Keep in mind, everybody, it took me 9 minutes to finish that level, and yet I still got 48,000 points of time bonus. That the developers knew that you were going to spend an eternity in that ball puzzle.
So, Siroy, how was your time actually doing that puzzle legit?
Oh boy, here we go.
I hate
longer than
this. Well,
longer
actually, it's
than
technically
you,
it's after the boss battle, so I guess I'll hold.
Longer than you think.
Here we go.
Just so we can hear that sound effect again. no matter how many times I hear it, it doesn't get any less stupid.
that literally sounds like it was taken from the Jetsons.
It's public domain, so oi oi.
Me.
It sounds like a sound effect you could almost hear in like Captain Scarlet or Thunderbird.
So the good news is that yes, when you actually control Silver, these fights are a joke.
This fight is a joke, yes.
You're about to destroy Sonic, basically.
In fact, you can even do the "it's no use" move on him if you actually get it right.
Well, sadly, he doesn't say it's no use.
Not that I recommend doing that because it requires timing, and Sonic is faster than you. Just pick up shit and throw it at him.
Sonic actually faster than you? Wow.
Well, I'm silver.
Well, he's supposed to be. He's the fastest in the line.
I know, it's just the irony that...
There you go.
There
See,
we go.
just keep whacking him on the heads like a moron. Hold on.
That's Sonic.
Unfortunately, you also have to fight the camera. So.
Yeah, that's a bigger enemy of this boss fight, the camera.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, this brings up a good point. The primary source of difficulty in this boss is not the boss itself; it's the camera. There you go.
There we go.
It's like in Sonic's final stage in Forcing, where you're fighting.
Why couldn't Silver do that in his boss fights?
God
because
damn
he
it!
had to make it fair.
That would make sense.
Oh, still on my A.
Oh, you know what's funny? Actually, sometimes the camera angle will be so.
I got screwed over by the fucking camera.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, well, sometimes the end result screen will have the camera so that Silver is literally doing his victory over Sonic's dead body.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
I
Cutscene time.
hate this cutscene.
Wait, hold on.
You hate all the cutscenes.
Yeah. Oh, Pedro, a lot of people complain about this one.
I know, but much like Clement said, this cutscene really shows how the people who wrote this game don't get Amy's character. But anyway, I'll point it out later.
I was gonna say we've both have ranted about this together.
Yeah. Like I absolutely don't like how they flanderized Amy ever since starting with Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes like flanderized Amy immensely, and it's only been worse, gotten worse
The only
since
reason
then.
we were okay with it in yours is because Amy still got to do stuff that actually mattered to the overall
She was
content.
fine in Unleashed, but after that but I didn't particularly care even the way how she did absolutely nothing in Lost World.
Okay, here comes the scene.
I really liked
everyone
her in
remembers.
Black Knight.
I hate
I liked
that.
everyone in Black Knight.
Yeah, well, with Black Knight was different. Sure, they were playing
Yes, Sonic,
Arthurian
bravely run
characters.
away.
You know, it was
And
like.
Yes, Sonic, let Amy deal with the psychopathic hedgehog who even managed to
Yeah,
beat
exactly,
you.
that too. So Sonic doesn't care about. So Sonic.
I get he's trying to pursue Elise.
But right now, this is the more immediate matter at hand.
Okay. What if fits that scene is just a few more seconds of dialogue, like say Sonic offers to help Amy, but Amy insists that he go help the princess.
Yeah.
And that's what convinces
That
him.
would have worked fine, but no, that would require writing thinking.
That wasn't rushed.
Let's just hear this bit.
Even if that was true, if I had to
You know,
choose
you should have
between
just ended
World
with
and
"I don't
Sonic,
believe it."
I would choose Sonic.
No.
I think Clement
Amy.
Clement put it
So
very well in his
Amy
review.
effectively just
Amy,
said
the
that
reason
Sonic
Amy
turned
loves Sonic is
evil.
because he is a hero. If Sonic did indeed cause anything bad, she would stop loving him, which is
And
why
this is
that
enough
line is
to
fucking
actually break-
stupid.
And this is enough to actually break Silvers like that. Seriously?
Not just
And-
not just that, but here we go. That particular thing that I don't hear anybody complain about in Silver Story, it's gonna come out right at the very end of this cutscene. So
You mean where Silver says the really...
no, not
Oh,
that.
hey,
Not,
Blaze, what
not-
have you been doing?
not that. Everybody already discussed about how this decision for Silver is stupid. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Blaze, are you actually going to do something? I mean, something useful?
Well, Blaze,
Also the lip sync.
Thinking.
to kill someone.
I
to
wish
save
the lip
world.
syncing was this game's biggest problem.
Also this
Is
music.
that really the right thing to do?
Oh, you
Yeah.
think this music is bad? Wait till the final cutscene
It's
music of
unfitting.
Silver's
I'm not
story.
even-
Yeah, that's good cutscene music.
I'm not even gonna get into that stupid debate because I've already mentioned it plenty of times in our... whatever, this is stupid. Moving on.
What I do know is, if we don't take this chance, the future will remain exactly as it is.
And that's it. That's Blaze's main primary contribution to this story. I hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Pretty much to the game.
Repeat
But wait a
the
second.
mission objective.
Alright, here we go.
Don't change it all.
Excuse
How do you
me.
know he's after Eggman?
Exactly. Thanks, Dubs. Excuse me. How the hell does Silver know who Dr. Eggman is?
Yeah,
I don't think
simple.
he's even met Eggman.
No, he's
Oh,
never
that-
heard of Eggman. Eggman doesn't
Well,
exist in his
Pedro.
future.
Okay,
Actually, Pedro, very in the
actually...
future, we probably have record of him.
They do?
No, they-
We never
they
saw.
don't-
We never
they
saw
don't
any
show
of
it in the
those.
game.
Well, actually, they do have records on them. In fact, Tails even accessed one of the computers that talked about how Eggman's ship crashed with Elise on it, and that's when the whole disaster thing started.
But neither
Also,
Silver or Blaze read those records.
Yeah,
Also-
we don't know if they
also-
read those records, yeah.
also, Silver's actually talked to NPCs who actually do mention Eggman.
Well, but that's the thing, Joe. Remember, most people skip the
Oh,
town
no,
missions and the
all
NPCs in
missions,
general. So, if anything, you should have had at the very least some kind of cutscene establishing how he knows who Eggman is. Because it...
Also, Pedro, that was
What?
not very polite to bitch slap that girl. Come on.
Sorry, Teo, but...
She ran over Lord Regis's dog or something.
Alright, everybody, sit tight, because the rest of this part is nothing but side missions.
Oh my god.
And because
Why,
Silver is
Pedro?
so dang slow, getting
Pedro,
around the
Pedro.
overworld is painful.
Pedro, let me guess. Do at least one of these missions involve game?
Okay, game, when even your shop is not working properly, we have an issue.
Oh, by the way,
Just-
that
Just put it on the poster, it's
that-
a wallpaper for the game.
that upgrade that I just put it there that I got, the shock bracelet, there you go. It does this shockwave thing that automatically stuns enemies. That thing should have been a default ability because it saves so much hassle when fighting enemies in this game with Silver.
But Pedro, what about the pimp slap, which technically does that?
No, it's terrible. It's just
But
as useful
anyway-
as Amy's hammer.
Anyway, Pedro, are there any?
Oh wait,
Do one of
we're not
the
talking,
missions in this?
okay.
do one of the missions in this part involve rings?
I don't think so. Go ahead, Shiri.
Oh no, a lot of weird monsters came to the castle town and are attacking everyone. Where are they?
Where?
I keep asking this. Where are they?
Why?
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yeah, you literally are tearing me apart, Gabe.
Raid, evil monster. Resident.
Raid is a by the way, Raid is a brand of insect killing spray.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
To be fair, raid is also a noun for an attack raid.
Oh no, weird monsters are everywhere.
Where?
To be fair, the word raid does work. It's a weird usage, but it works.
I mean, I know I'm blind, but they're clearly not fucking there.
Is this House of the Dead now? Did Sega confuse the franchise?
I wish.
I just wish the game would these games would fucking show me shit.
But guys, here's a twist. Even though we suggested that it was just going to be an attack all enemies thing, it's also an escort mission for this one girl. Even though she was asking us to protect the town, so yeah, the dialogue doesn't even match up with the actual context of the mission.
Fortunately, I got the shock bracelet, so now I can take care of enemies much easier.
Yeah, thank goodness.
You don't sound like you care, though.
Well, the mission still sucks. So
well, not just that. I mean, it's more convenient, but it doesn't make it any more fun. Also, that camera.
Even better though. As the mission continues, you'll get more civilians you have to escort. Have fun. And if one of them dies, well, you get the idea.
You see, this is exactly why a lot of people, even me included, who grew up with the game, don't particularly like to point out Eco's aging at this point, because escort missions are not fun. They're just not. They're just inherently a bad idea.
Here's the thing, though. There's a challenge to make them fun, and they can be good. I mean, even in Kingdom Hearts 2, they managed to at least give you a limit command to help it out.
I guess
I
guess technically the only way it could possibly work is if you actually make me care for the person I'm escorting, which even Eco of all games didn't even do a good job at, because Yorda has actually zero personality.
Yeah.
Well, okay, to be fair, if the gameplay itself is fun enough, you can make an escort mission fun. Like,
well, the gameplay in Eco is very basic.
And there's quite a lot of outdated aspects about it, because it's a launch PS2 game, Jova, so obviously by today's standards it's probably gonna age quite a lot.
And then you got games like Ghost Trick, which is practically
it also doesn't help that, as me and Teo pointed out in our playthrough, The Last Guardian kind of made Eco redundant, because Last Guardian feels a lot like a better remake of Eco in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, Pedro, in a way, same with Bioshock Infinite, the only way an escort mission can work, at least one of the major ways,
is if you make the escort invincible. Yeah, I know.
Not just that, in the sense that you are the person getting escorted when you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of what Last Guardian did as well. When you think about it, it was more like the boy who was being escorted.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, the game.
No, that was just the end of the mission.
Great. Wait, when?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Things have been crazy after the festival. First Princess Elise, then this.
Which festival?
I got it. This is what you should say.
Remember, Teo, that festival at the beginning of the game.
I know, but there's a fuck ton of
this
them.
They're gone.
When is Soliana's piece coming back? I didn't realize there was any kind of problem.
Yeah, guys, I think.
Soliana great again.
Hey guys, this is what she should have said. What the stuff about Princess Elise, then this, then the stuff about Princess Elise, then the stuff about Princess Elise, and never rinse repeat.
So, here's the solution. Maybe you should stop having festivals because, you seem to... So here's the problem with the city. They focus more on festivals than actually upping security here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they've even got an airplane festival that doesn't even involve airplanes in it, so clearly they don't have enough money in their coffers to even fund the airplanes.
Considering all the festival, it seems that Dreamlight is the only company that's actually working in this place.
Yes,
I mean,
they're gathering energy, whatever the hell that is.
Where are monopolies and mergers on this?
Well, apparently Rimlight has a monopoly on all energy, even though energy is kind of you know, too worldwide for
Hey,
this one
Java,
company
question.
to have
Has
it.
the Rimlight Corporation ever been incorporated in the comics?
Yeah,
Not from what I recall.
I've read issue 1 of
IDW.
IDW Sonic, and so far, well, then again, that's that IDW
If I-
Sonic
if
so
I-
far is
sorry.
like taking off after it's like just taking off after forces.
If I ever
It's
met
sort of
Ian
a
Flynn,
coincidence.
if I ever met Ian Flynn, I would jokingly ask him, question, do you plan on ever incorporating the Rimlight Corporation into the comics, just to see if he knows who they are? He probably does, because he's a big Sonic nerd, but...
Pedro, it's only for Sonic 06.
He probably has a response probably prepared for that because he gets a lot of 06 questions.
And he loves to do memes, so yeah.
Well, hey, I gotta give him credit though. It's good that they got him back as head writer for the new Sonic comic, which is out to a pretty great start.
How is
No,
the
guys, I think I
Hold on.
figured it out.
Town mission. Go ahead, Shiri.
Oh god. From Erta?
Oh, the monsters are trying to break the barrels. And
Excuse me, I need to go bang my head
No,
into
guys,
something.
the monsters are trying to break the barrels.
Don't tell that to Blaster Kong.
How many times have I said that fucking word?
Go on.
If they are broken, the warehouse district will explode. Why do you have
What?
this in the middle of a city?
Wait, what?
Go ahead, Shiri.
Please defeat the monsters before they destroy the barrels.
I know,
you go,
Shira, I know,
guys. We are now-
Shira, I know it's hard, but we need to pull through this.
So there you go, guys. We are officially now security guards for barrels. The same things that causes salt trauma and Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
No, guys, I got it. I got the reason why Rimlight was never heard
Hold
of.
on, go ahead,
Wait,
Shira.
there we go.
The red barrel is the most dangerous. Don't let them touch it.
Well, at least they're actually showing me the barrel.
Back away from it.
I think I figured out the reason why Rimlight isn't in the other games.
Go ahead.
Neil Breen went up to their boss, asked him what he was doing was corrupt, and then blew them all up.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
I can see that actually.
Probably a better explanation than the one Sonic Team would come up with, so sure.
So here's the thing, yeah, you're effectively a security guard for barrels. And by the way, apparently all the barrels are red. So yeah, the most dangerous ones are the ones that are everywhere.
Basically, just make sure...
Why have you got a place like this in the middle of a city?
Basically, just
Right.
use your psychic powers to make sure none of the missiles touch the barrels, and use those same missiles to defeat the enemies. That's the basic
You know,
gist
I
of
don't
it.
even care anymore. I'd be throwing those missiles at the barrel.
It reminds me of the villain's evil plot of the.
Actually,
Boomtown
Shiroi, those
episode.
barrels are not
Yes,
pickable.
It reminds me of the evil villain's plan of the episode Boomtown of Doctor Who, where she plans to demolish the
Go ahead,
castle
Shiroi.
and build a
Over
nuclear.
here. Oh, good. We prevented the explosion. Thank you so much. I'm happy.
Yes!
Basically, the
you,
villain's evil
Roberta.
plan in that is to build a nuclear power plant in the middle of Cardiff and blow it up so that the
She's
whole world
literally leaping through the barrel.
and so she can escape the world. But here it's just
Not just
Maybe
that,
she's a...
but Teo, she's happy.
Maybe she's another ghost who was around the last time the
Sonic
barrels
Team,
exploded.
why?
Alright, before we end this part, might as well show off the best character in the entire game.
Oh, you mean...
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Hatsune Miku.
No.
We have Hatsune the Pigeon, but not Hatsune Miku.
Good cue, Jova. Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't spoil
this
it,
is ladies and
Jova.
gentlemen, this is Hatsune the Pigeon.
Oh.
Marvel at its beauty tale. Marvel at its beauty tale.
It's very realistic, I can tell you that.
Keep in mind, this is the only animal in the town that you can actually talk to. So why can we talk to it? How
Was
do we
this
know?
a dead
How do we know its name? And why does it have a name?
Solaris is trying to send us a
There-
message.
Fun fact, there was actually a side quest planned with that pigeon in mind.
I think Johnny put it best in his LP. We need a game based off that pigeon. I don't care who does it, Sega, fan with Flash, anything. I mean,
Christian, do it.
Mel Poncho did a Hatsune the Pigeon game by replacing the Sonic Unleashed Sonic model with Hatsune the Pigeon.
For the Unleashed project.
No. It's one of his personal mods. It's not actually out there for people to download for Generations. It's just one of his
Okay.
personal mods of the actual 360 Unleashed. We need a Hatsune the Pigeon game. My theory, Teo, is that they had something planned with that pigeon. Probably a side quest, but it got deleted because rush development.
Yeah, actually in the game files, there was a side quest with that pigeon eventually.
So yeah, apparently Sonic Team was preparing an entire story that was going to expand upon the wonderful lore of Sonic by introducing its greatest new character, Hatson the Pigeon.
Actually, that kind of makes me sad.
Anyway,
Alright,
everybody, tune in next time for Hatson the Pigeon Part 21.
See ya.
See ya.
See you.